Prisons are disciplinary homes, the places where criminals find a chance to normal life. But here is the cover on an extremely dangerous one. A prison with no guards and no police, the world's toughest prison. What would it be like to be in a prison without a police guard? And what if the rules were set by criminals? San Pedro, located on the southern tip of the picturesque Ambergris Cay in the Belize district of Belize, Central America, is renowned for its unique prison system, El Peñal de San Pedro, or St. Peter's Prison, situated in La Paz, Bolivia. Unlike traditional correctional facilities, this prison operates as a self-contained society. Inmates lead a remarkably distinct life within its walls, where they hold jobs, acquire accommodations through purchase or rent, and often reside with their families. Literally an area where murderers, junkies, and rapers live. A civilization where normal people wouldn't dare to enter. Currently housing nearly 2,000 inmates, the prison also accommodates women and children living within its walls alongside their convicted husbands. Additionally, the facility features a prison hotel hosting additional guests who choose to stay within this unconventional environment. Who would want to come for a vacation to such a disturbing environment? The government has given up control over the administration of this prison, allowing the inmates to take charge. Victor Hugo Mendoza, himself a criminal of degrees, is the chief of the prison. In this unconventional setup, the criminals establish their own hierarchy and laws, with authority flowing from the chief down to trusted individuals known as delegados, responsible for running the prison's affairs. Imagine a prison where power is vested in the hands of the most influential criminals, who dictate the rules to the lesser offenders. Within these walls, a distinct set of regulations has emerged, and pleasing the delegados is one of the survival skills. San Pedro is a prison with unparalleled rules. Even the police have limits. Let's check on the procedures a new inmate goes through. Every new inmate faces an introduction to the chief, who outlines the prison's unique regulations. Unlike conventional prisons, freedom within San Pedro comes at a price. From admission to basic necessities like food, beds, and living space, everything has a cost. His freedom is over in this environment where powerful individuals face no consequences for their actions. A lawless society emerges, making survival incredibly challenging. This lawlessness extends to criminal jurisdiction, where an entire community governs itself by its own set of laws. Living under such conditions is perilous. Daily riots have become the norm. Despite the chaos, the police remain powerless. With over 2,000 inmates, the jail is provided with only 20 officers. This overwhelming numbers make any form of control impossible. Even if the officers were inclined to assist, the sheer size of the crowd renders them ineffective. Consequently, law enforcement avoids venturing inside these walls of terror. Christian Sargines, the police chief for the past 8 years, faces his own constraints within this complex system, highlighting the extraordinary challenges faced by both inmates and law enforcement in San Pedro. Once an inmate steps inside the prison walls of San Pedro, the officer's control over them diminishes entirely. There is no accountability for their lives beyond that point. In stark contrast to other prisons, San Pedro operates without restrictions or inconveniences. Within its confines, every imaginable drug is readily available, creating an environment saturated with substance abuse. Drugs permeate every corner of San Pedro. An alarming 60% of the inmates are addicts, resorting to chewing coca leaves, sniffing pure cocaine, and smoking pasta basica de cocaína. Tragically, many succumb to this addiction, their lives claimed by the very substances that initially provided an escape. These drugs, while temporarily suppressing hunger, eventually lead to starvation, resulting in a silent tragedy within the prison's walls. Unspoken, but evident, the drug trade is orchestrated by the delegados, the influential figures within the prison. In this harrowing scenario, the bigger criminals indirectly contribute to the demise of the lesser ones, perpetuating a cycle of destruction and despair. San Pedro stands as a grim testament to the devastating impact of uncontrolled substance abuse within the confines of a lawless environment. What sets San Pedro Prison apart is its intriguing economic dynamics. The sale of cocaine bases to visiting tourists provides a substantial income to the inmates, granting them an unusual degree of freedom within the prison premises. This distinctive setup allows them to participate in a community where elected leaders enforce laws, albeit through unconventional means like stabbing incidents. This sort of power should not be in the hands of criminals. This is more dangerous than we think it is.